Oh, wow, much bright. Let's see if we can fix that. Lights somewhere. This? No. You turn the other way. Wonderful. All right. We're back at it again. And chances are, if you're tuning in right now, you have no idea what we're building. And that's perfectly okay. Neither have I, dare I say. Let's see if this is working the way we want it. I think so. Cool. So, we're doing a fun experiment because for a while, let me explain what we're up to. For a long while, I wanted to get better at speaking English. And this started like, I don't know, 10 years ago, way before I moved to Canada. And I've always had some bad habits I've never really been able to address. One is if I get really excited, I speak super fast. Like my mouth is trying to keep up with my brain. And sometimes my pronunciation is messy. Sometimes I'm speaking what I call Danglish, mixing in Danish sayings into my English, and that's definitely not going to help anyone. I use a lot of filler words. I just said I picked up a very North American habit over the years of saying like more than I should, and there's all these things, and I've iterated a few times on how we're going to fix this. So let's rewind back in time for a bit because I first had this idea of what if I record myself on calls and then give me feedback afterwards on how's my vocabulary, how's my grammar, my pronunciation, and we can make some fun with that and gamify it, and we can go make some personalized exercises for this is how you improve your English. And I had a working prototype with some very crude and rough edges to figure out, but I had something working. And for better or worse, someone built this and launched this before me, and we got to try it without actually building it. And that saved me maybe another month of work. And I quickly realized what I thought was a really good idea definitely did not work as well as I wished it would. So I saved a month after I let my disappointment disappear. Um, but the insight that I got from that was the experience was basically like you want to go for a run and you have your like I have an Apple Watch, maybe you have a Garmin watch or something else. You want to track your run to make sure that you're on pace, etc. So imagine this. Like shoes are tied, you're getting ready to get out the door, you're gonna go for that 1 hour run. You hit let's run. And you run. There's no telemetry on your watch. You just like the only thing the watch can do is say, yes, I'm running until you get home. And then afterwards, after an hour of running, you get a long list of feedback saying, oh, you ran too fast. Oh, your cadence was off. You should have like dialed down the pace here and here, and all this telemetry that would be useful while doing it. But like an hour later, sitting at home all sweaty, like chances of you going back and course correcting your run next time you do it way slimmer than compared to like the experience that we all have. You get real time feedback on your watch. So I realized what I wanted to, or what I was building was the poor experience on a for runners, just for people who are trying to get better at English. Um, face value looks really good, but when you try it, it's like, oh, this is not going to help. So I built a different proof of concept that sits in on my calls locally. It avoids all the privacy concerns out there, like of additional meeting participants joining your remote calls and say, "Hey, I'm going to record notes on behalf of Danny, and I'm going to report notes on behalf of who else is there." We don't want, like, personally don't like that experience, so I wanted to like have something that was privacy first. So I'm just going to record the audio. We're not going to really do transcripts, so we don't care about taking notes anyway. But we're going to analyze how you speak and prompt you as you actually go through your calls. Let's see if we have something that will. Actually, let's just go to the website. How about that? So what we're building is basically this: a passive yet active coach slash guide that sits in on your calls and can nudge you every time you say like or you're speaking too fast or you're going full on acronym for the 100th time this week, saying QBR and ARR and all these other fancy business terms, or you sling out a bit of profanity here and there. And I built a very quick proof of concept of this and immediately saw my speech improve, and I became way more aware of how I articulate myself and like how fast I speak, etc. just by having that information up front. And everyone else seems to be building or focusing on like the first idea that was scrapped, but I haven't really seen anyone do this for helping you improve your professional articulation and communication verbally. And it's extremely efficient. Like I was blown away. Like I couldn't believe it. And so now I'm just super excited about building this. And last week was about like wrapping up the proof of concept. There's some like leaks that we need to take care of. We need to do speech detection, whether you're speaking or not. But the goal this week is basically just to send it, to build it. So that's what we're up to. We're building this thing. Um, so earlier today, EU morning, we made a to-do list. We're gonna rewrite the app for real because we have a proof of concept, which we're now turning into a real app. We need we must have some preferences for where to show notifications. And we must build out our local stores and database stuff to run the numbers. Everything else is very much nice to have. It would be really nice to have, but it is just nice to have. But if we do this, we can start sending it to someone and say, is this actually useful for you too? And we can try it on ourselves and have it running as we build things. So I'm super pumped about this. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're up to right now. And right now, I'm looking at this thing here, building out local storage and database stuff. Um, and if you don't know me, I can't really program much, but I'm pretty good at Googling. I I'm not the smartest, but I'm pretty persistent. So, and hooray for GitHub Copilot and everything else out there. We'll figure it out. So, this is the jam that we're into, and we need to figure out how to safely store some data for Electron. Electron have something called safe storage. Um, I read the documentation earlier. I was like, how does this even work? Is that just it? I assumed it would be more complicated, but okay, fair. Um, so import say no. Save storage from Electron, right? That's a thing? Yes. Cool. Formatting doesn't work. We'll be fine. Um, guess this is not async. That's okay. Also, we're missing something up here. Let's see. Mm-hmm. So what I don't get Hmm. This is fine. Encryption failed. Okay. This is what I don't get. We can store something and we get something Oh, I see. So this is not a key value storage. This is just a encryption and decryption mechanism. Like what I was imagining was, oh, here's a insert this key and you'll get and it will store it in a safe way, which is not what's happening. What it'll do is just you give it some text, it'll return gibberish. You can save that gibberish and you can then take that gibberish and pass it back and you will get the decrypted version. Okay, good. Um, excuse me. So export function, user credentials, user ID, token. No, stop it. And we will say save storage, encrypt, token. User ID is fine. Save buffer token. Try. Catch. Oh geez, saving user credentials failed. If we do this, that'll be fine. And then we have our save token. And we can save and say user credentials. We save this. Export function get user credentials. Oh god, sometimes I love Copilot. This is so good. Great. Awesome. So this should allow us to sign in, or if we're signed in, we if not, we'll say nope, not found, return null. So on boot, we can do this and figure out whether we are authenticated or not. That's sweet. So let's try and run our app just so we can see it. We actually have something that's working, kind of. So for now, we should maybe just store preferences. Like we can say, is this toggled on or off? Let's see, do we have this in our preferences just yet? There's also a gap here that we need to fix, but that's minor detail. Hmm. Default preferences. Auto recording. Auto record calls. False. True. Let's set it to true. Preferences. If not preferences, we'll get the default ones. Okay. You can do that. We are using Electron storage Thor, and I think I saw somewhere that's accessible both from the renderer and the main thread, right? Uh, yes, fine. Mm-hmm. Cool. If we do this, then in the render process, we can just fetch it, right? Right? Hmm. Wonder how. Hmm. Oh, we would like this storage thing to be shared. How do we do that? I've seen that done somewhere before. That would save us some work if we can just do like right now. This sits in our main. It doesn't have to, right? Um, this like safe storage is a part of main, but there's a lot of this that we would like to do in the render thread as well. It would suck if we have to like IPC all of this. I guess we could, but me, electron share functions between main and render. I know we can IPC everything, thank you. I guess IPC is just the way, right? Because it is two different processes. Mm. Yep. Mm. Okay. No, this is not what we want. Mm. If we get our preferences, we would like to say console error preferences not found, cannot respond to IPC get preference request. Did we even install it? No, we didn't. Oops. Uh, what's the problem again? What does this even mean? I'm not that smart. I don't have a TS config. Is this this config? Oh God. So, I guess we are migrating to ESM tomorrow. That's not happening today. what happens if we do this? Yeah, that's what I figured. Hmm. I'm curious how much will blow up when we do this. I think for now, we will just make a pass on Electron Store, and we'll put a very big pin in this. That's something that we need to do. And then we'll go back here and say, okay, we cannot do the store thing. Not yet. Nope. And up here, nope as well. Right? So we're back at having a functional app again. Good. I saw someone new tuned in. If you have no idea what we're building, let me know in the chat and I can give the 30-second version of what we're up to. I just want to do 2 more seconds of understanding what's happening here. Is the standard way of loading gen. Okay. I believe you. An electron chooses which module loaded depending on the context. Yeah, that makes sense. Chromium for render, I suppose. Oh, this is interesting. Because imports are now async, weird stuff can happen. Oh god. As if this was not complicated enough. I mean, it makes sense. It'll be more performant, right? Because parallelism, but this is terrifying. Hmm. No node. Yes, modules, that's fine. Oh, will not be able to load npm packages from node modules. Might take care of this for us. Okay. This will be painfully fun. I'm so glad I just read somewhere all new applications should be built using ESM. Ouch. Oh well, we'll get there. Just not right now. As someone smart said earlier today, refactoring is for the people who make money. Right now, we don't make any money. So, the shortest path it is. Mhm. Yep. So, we're back at it. Let's see. We we would like to get our preferences so we can request it. We'll try and go get our preferences. That's here. We check our storage. If it does not exist, if it exists in storage, we're gonna return prefs. Else was not found in the storage. We'll go generate the default ones, save them, return the prefs. Beautiful. The question is, what's the right way of doing this? As I said before, not really done this before. So, can we just this will be null. How do we do a use effect only once? Empty array? That'll do. Well, technically the prefs doesn't matter, do they? I guess this would, yeah, we'll keep it. So, use effect. And empty array, that should do the trick. You can check this and say, log, I'll only run once they say. There, I will only run once, let's say, and here. How do we get our IPC reply? Window, electron, send. That will do. Evoke. Then get our preferences. What are you talking about? Store preferences. Did we lock something? We did. What do you mean? I like how we say, oh yeah, I'll only run once, and we see it twice. Need to call someone smarter than us one day and have someone explain us, like, how is this happening? This is more concerning. Mm, I know we do other things, so I mean, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. It really is. Like, what am I missing? Okay. Thank you. Oh, wait. No, not even it. Do what the documentation says? Is that what we're supposed to do? I guess if we do what the manual says, things will work. What's the difference between this and on? So it listens and this. Hmm. So let's see whether we actually get some prefs. We do. Okay. So this happens. We realize this is not it. And hold on. If we have something here, let's fake save it. We'll save it. Mm hmm. That matters. So we get preferences if preference exists, otherwise we'll return null. Okay. That'll do the trick. Mm-hmm. Saving, and then we can look here and now have a preference object. And now, I don't know how React works, but I'm curious whether we can just do like this. Let's find our switch. Down here somewhere. Enabled preferences. Auto record calls. That worked. That's nice. That's pretty cool. How will we? Mm, this is literally just trying things out. And I'm sure this is not good practice, so. Or I assume. But. Mm, if we do like this, what happened? Mm, Now, what I'm curious about is when I change this, will this run? Uh-oh. Mm, 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 Not sure how to do that. Like, what's the best way to mm, state toggle switch? Mm, so what I'm thinking about is, what's the best way to manage certain preferences? Is it just to pass in, like, be super verbose in terms of like IPC and just like pass things one at a time, or do we want to pass our settings object or preferences object like we do here on boot? We grab our preferences, that's fine, and then do we then translate that into like, do we take each of the properties and turn that into a specific state? So we can say uh, const auto record calls. Actually, we do have that somewhere, right? Let's see, we have that somewhere. This is preferences, speed, status. Here. Mm, or not. Auto capture. Do we then say, okay, we have our preferences, and then say set auto capture, and then when when auto capture changes, we go window electron settings auto capture changed. Auto capture. Is that the way? I mean, it'll work, right? But is that the way? Auto capture. Mm-hmm. Preferences, auto capture. Preferences, auto capture. On. Same thing. Should work. Because this is true or false. No, 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 no. Undefined, undefined, undefined. Okay. Fine. No. Why is that? So something is working half the time. Oh gosh, I'm too tired to think about this. Hmm, I guess we need to go do some looking to figure out exactly how this will work or should work. Hmm. We'll get back to this tomorrow, I think. I might be more tired than I realized. Let's see. What else is on our to-do list? Something we can wrap up relatively straightforward. This should be easy. Oh, I would love not to have to do Redux. Don't really have to worry about Windows. Check it out. Mm. Hmm. This might be what we're doing tomorrow. But for now, that ain't happening. We'll park it. We'll say thank you. We'll be back again tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for tuning in and speak soon. Cheers.